Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give our praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Rakadash, the bonds to the apostles of GMS Ruel, shalom to the faithful men to continue doing the work of the Lord. Now, I just want to touch on a few things. These oil refinery places getting attacked. I think, today, they said it's an explosion, but, it's probably Esau doing this shit, man. He knows what he's doing, man. Such a fucking coincidence. But, I'm trying to find the information to how much oil. Cause I heard it's like a lot of fucking oil. Yeah, that is fucking irritating. Alright, 42 to 43% of total crude oil in the United States, making it the top oil producing state by a wide margin. Right, so this place that was exploded was fucking major. I'm trying to find how much oil they produce. I want to say like 80 or something the percent of like America or something. I can't remember, but I try to find it. But you see 40 to 42%, 42 to 43% of oil in America comes from Texas. So that's a big hit. A lot of resources is getting attacked. And Esau knows what he's doing because he knows that, there's going to be lack of bread and all these different things and oil and everything, all resources. Like the scripture that says, uh, it shall be great perplexity. Was that Luke? I believe on the earth. If you look at the word perplexity in the blue letter, you go to the I believe you go to the what's that shit called? So like uh the root word, it goes into lack of resources. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's happening right now. A lot of resources is getting attacked and just dying off. And you can't forget just a couple of years ago, a lot of chickens and a lot of farms was destroyed, a lot of chickens was destroyed, which people just forgot about that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit got destroyed, and it just kept happening. A lot of um trains getting fucking derailed and what's the shit called? Chemicals all in the water. Esau knows what he is doing, and now even these situations where all these oil refineries and things like that getting destroyed, you know what I'm saying? Esau knows what he's doing. All right. And this is all for a reason. All right. And real quick, if you go to Instagram and this channel, this page is called Decoded Diary. And I like it because he give you world news. I believe every day he shows you like what happened in the news today. But also certain things, geopolitics and shit like that, he will break it down and just give a little bit more of a breakdown instead of just getting a news heading. So I'm gonna read a little bit of this. It says every country that relied on Gulf oil is now in crisis. It says except one country who had already partnered in alternative before the war even started. Right. So I'm gonna read this a little bit. I ain't gonna read all this bullshit, but I'm gonna read a little bit. It was Iran closed the strait. India ran out of LPG cylinders. Dubai's market crashed. The U.S. stock market went up. Every country that relied on Gulf oil is now in crisis. India, China, Japan, South Korea, Europe, except one country that's already prepared an alternative before the war even started. Let me explain. Let me see. I'm gonna skip some of this. So I guess they're gonna say Venezuela. I think this one's old. This one is a little far back. I think, is it? Oh, okay, this was 4 days ago. U.S. military outs Venezuela's President Maduro. Trump immediately announces the U.S. would effectively run Venezuela and sell its oil. U.S. and Israel strike Iran. Hormuz closed overnight. The replacement oil supply was secured 56 days before the Gulf went dark. Right, so that's What a coincidence. You took Venezuela, which they got the most oil reserve in the world, and then not too long after that, now you attacking Iran. Because that's smart, because you know what I mean, even though it's wicked, you know what I mean, he knew that the oil, because Iran gonna shut the Strait of Hormuz. All right. And they saying too, that they only gonna let people pass that's gonna buy in Chinese and Russian what's that shit called, currency. And then they said if what's it called, if they lost my train of thought. So like I got the news playing on the TV right now. So like I was kind of reading that, lost my train of thought. So like yeah, but oh yeah, so they said they get attacked again, because I know America said they're gonna attack something, I forgot, and they said they do that, then we gonna shut down the Strait of Hormuz completely. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna really fuck people up. You know what I'm saying? But the U.S. will now allow whatever. Let me see. This playbook is not new. 1974, America secured Saudi oil through a secret deal and controlled its petrodollar recycling. And I know he do explains that too on this. I might go into that a little bit. I gotta read on it first. But it says 2003, America invaded Iraq. No blood for oil became the protest slogan of a generation. 26, America outs a Latin American president, took his oil and called it a sanctions relief program. And it's the same shit, man. You already know all this shit is off of oil. Because that's what they say. They say that oil is the blood of the earth. Let me see. I remember hearing that saying before. Well, might as well go right here. Let me see. Okay. I mean, obviously fucking retarded. It says no. Esau, like, really, dude? Oil is not scientifically considered the blood of the earth. Yeah, duh. It's a prophetic metaphor. But scientifically, oil is a finite fossil fuel. All right, whatever, man. It says, let me see. Uh, let me say it like this, because Esau trying to be a damn smartass. Why is the blood black gold too? Yeah. Primarily is a metaphor by indigenous groups and environmentalists, highlighting its deep connection to a planet's life system and the damage caused by extraction. Right. But anyways, matter of fact, let me look this up too. Oil is the world's primary energy source and a cornerstone of modern industrial society, providing over 90% of global transportation energy. Is high energy density, ease of transport, and versatile use in manufacturing chemicals, plastic, fertilizers. Damn, fertilizers! I didn't know that. And pharmaceuticals make it indispensable to the global economy and daily life. So it's very important. You need it in your daily life. It goes into oil is the main fuel for trucks, cars, ships, airplanes. Um, Beyond fuel, petrochemicals derived from oil are essential for creating everyday items, including plastics, rubber, clothing, paint, deodorants, and medical supplies. Global Economic Foundation oil powers and industrial manufacturing and faculties, the global trade of goods through shipping and invasion, whatever the fuck. Um, Oils used to create fertilizer, blah blah blah. Is high energy density means packs more power per unit of volume. The most alternative, making it incredibly efficient for powering heavy machinery and vehicles. So obviously, It's very important. So now let me see one more thing. What is the effect of all these all the oil see being destroyed in the Iran war, right? Let me see. Destruction of oil infrastructure in the 2006 Iran war. Let me see. Triggered the largest global energy supply disruption in history. Beautiful. All right. Effectively shutting down the Strait of Hormuz. This has resulted in a severe oil shock, causing Brent crude prices to surge over 28% to more than $92 per barrel. All right, massive supply loss. Over 40 energy assets in the Gulf were severely damaged, leading to the loss of over 20% of global crude oil and natural gas supplies, comparable to or exceeding combined 1970 oil shocks. Uh, global economic shock. Gasoline prices soared over 30%, passing $4 a gallon in the U.S. Asian nations are facing severe shortages, causing factory shutdowns and energy rationing. Beautiful. Export halts. The close of the Strait of Hormuz has stalled 20 million barrels per day of oil movement, causing a 20% drop in the world liquid consumption. Long term, it says shipping logistics are severely disrupted, affecting petrochemicals, fertilizers, and helium, leading to a sustained global inflation and high energy costs through 27. Beautiful. You understand that? The conflict is primarily impacting the maritime, energy transport, and infrastructure in the Gulf region. All right, so that's what's happening, man. It's good to, what the scripture says, watch and pray and watch the news, and you know what I'm saying. But also, it's good to know why certain things is happening. You know what I'm saying, and what's the effect, because it's just gonna bring forth more prophecy. People are going to suffer. All right, people are going to suffer. Second Ezra 16 and 18, 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. So it's going to be beginning of sorrows and great mournings. People are mourning right now. People are salty. And right now I see on the news the TSA shit. You got people long ass line. You got Keisha on the goddamn news looking through, waiting for hours and hours. You got ICE grabbing people up, snatching little kids up too, even though they citizens, but their mama's not. So they snatching them, both of them niggas. They don't give a fuck. People are suffering right now. And it's only gonna get worse. You know what I'm saying? And it's only going to get worse. It says great death, because what happens? Why do you think you see in the hood, you see Jake killing each other? Because they poor and they through. Why do you see the slums in what's this, the Philippines and shit? It's so violent that the slums in Brazil and things like, why is it so violent? Because people have lack of resources. When people have lack of resources, people are going to get violent. They're going to start killing each other. They're gonna start, graping each other. They're gonna start doing a lot of shit. You know, that's why it's very important. If you running a nation, because you know, like I used to play a few games that's like strategy games. I like strategy. You know what I mean? I just like to know how things work and why, how, what. Well, I like to know all the questions. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I love strategy games, and I like to know, like, how the fuck can you do this? So how can you run a nation? So, and I know one thing that a strategy game taught me is that you gotta make sure that the population is safe. Because if you got niggas running around and shooting, or I play like ancient games, so like niggas going around like thugs, and it's not safe, then people, what happened? People's gonna start leaving your country. Then you're gonna have lack of population. So then you're gonna have lack of work, and it's gonna get even worse. And then if you got lack of work and lack of security, and you're not gonna have troops that's gonna be patrolling, then people gonna start doing what? Getting violent. You know what I'm saying? Then eventually some people are just gonna fucking get to the point where they're gonna rebel against the government. Now you gotta fight these damn rebels. You know what I'm saying? So same thing in real life. Because these strategy games, they mimic real life. If your country is not safe because there's lack of resources, and then lack of patrolling and things like that, then people are gonna start flipping. You know? But look what Trump is doing. He's trying now he got the security, but now he's going above and beyond. Now you got ICE threatening to shoot people and break people's windows if they, you know what I mean, and they don't give a fuck about your goddamn what's this shit called, your rights and shit. And this I hate this motherfucker. I'm seeing this nigga, man. This nigga think he was Barack Obama. Who is this nigga, man? It's like a Democrat nigga. What's his name? Uh, I think it says Representative Jeffries or Jeffries, whatever the fuck this nigga name. I hate this nigga. He literally acting like he's damn Barack Obama and shit, man. So like, I don't want me to get off the track, but it says the beginning of wars, which you see, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Right, which amendment is in other words, is supposed to warn you, it's supposed to make you change. But what it say? But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of their scourges. So you're gonna still have people scoffing and bullshitting and doing stupid ass TikTok dances. They don't give a fuck. But that's why a lot of these people are just gonna have to die. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And that's what you think. Right now, certain things are still cheap. You still can go to the dollar store. If you really that fucking broke, you can go to the dollar store and get you a little punk ass meal. You can go get some McDonald's or something like that. But it's gonna come to a point where even that is gonna be expensive. And you notice that with these dollar stores, uh it's really not a dollar store no more. Cause they been did that. They been raised their prices years and years ago. Now it's like $1 and some change. Now it's damn near $2. I ain't been there in a long time, so it's probably even more expensive. What's that store? You got Family Dollar, um, Dollar General, and it was one of them stores I forgot where they said they was like, oh, everything's $1, but now it's raising up. You know what I'm saying? And this is only going to get worse. It says, and even then shall evils come upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And these people are going to be confused because it's like they ain't going to know what the fuck to do. These people, they're not in the spirit. So it's like, what they going to do? They're going to try to turn to the government, but the government is going to try to kill you. They're going to try to make you take the C hip. They're going to treat you horribly. You know what I'm saying? All right. Many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So yeah, people gonna be starving and all that, and then the ones that do survive, they're gonna be sent to World War III and to get their head fucking blown off, or become part of the soil. All right, you already got Americans dying over there, and they just made it both Israel, they made it illegal for their citizens to record bombings, and if you get caught doing that, you're gonna go to jail. Why? Because they getting fucked up right now, and they don't want the media to know. And also, your boy America just put out, hey, no more recording Americans what's this shit called funerals. Why? Because it's way more Americans dying over there than they saying. America, man, this shit is beautiful, bro. These niggas are losing. Iran ain't no fucking Afghanistan. Iran ain't no fucking weak ass country, bro. These niggas ain't playing with you niggas, man. You getting fucked off. You getting fucked up now. How much more boots on the ground? You gonna really gonna get fucked up. They did a comparison of Vietnam and Iran. Let me see. What's that shit? What does it say? Vietnam. Let me see. Here you go, right here. All right. So this green. Let me see. So I think there was another one that kind of explained it a little bit more. I think that's the only one I can find right now. But this is the picture, but it was like a heading, the words that explained it. But so like let me let this clear. My phone be doing that sometimes. It be all blurry and then it kind of there you go. So as you see, the green is Venezuela. Venezuela. What's that shit called? Um, Vietnam. And you already know America lost that war. They got the ass beat by some niggas and some farmers. All right, they got the ass fucking completely beat. And I believe when in the original picture, it said that they didn't even evade all of it or something. I forgot. It was only part of it. So now, of course, you see Iran in blue. So it's like it's way larger, bro. So it's like you ain't about to you got nothing for them, bro. And they're pretty much saying the only way they can really evade Iran is to go through to come down, I believe, through Saudi Arabia, to go through Iraq and across. I know they said other places too, but I guess this picture ain't really big enough. But to go through there, go through Saudi Arabia, go through whatever the fuck else is right here, then go through Iraq and cross the border into Iran. You know what I'm saying? Which, hey, that's the scriptures. The scripture says that all that little area right there is that's the Valley of Jehoshaphat. You know, you see, so that's where World War III is gonna happen. So, hey, this is beautiful, man. Prophecy is hey, it's beautiful, man. It's speaking right now. You know, and America is looking real bad. They look like they fucking suck right now, man. You know, and all these different nations is like, man, I'm not helping you, nigga. Hell no. Even Japan, they just did something. Uh, I want to say they was gonna help Iran or something. I forgot, but man, it's beautiful, man. You know, that's pretty much all I gotta say, man. Just keep like your boy about to say, keep your eyes to the sky, like your boy Dabu 7. But now that's true, man. Hey, look up for your redemption drive 9. You know, keep prophesying, keep doing the work, and Lord willing, may the Lord keep speeding the time up, and don't let this shit slow down, and just really make haste and bring that Marco, that marker to C hip, and then once that happened, we outs of here. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, with that, hope it's edifying. We give our praises and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Shem Dash. Step onto the pastor GMS Ruel. So on to the brothers doing this work. Stop mistake. Shalom.